Hello, hello. Good afternoon, good evening, and welcome. Going to be getting it going with some Total War Warhammer Early Access today. Got a bit of the King of the Hill, since there are quite a few people with keys. We're gonna be having some fun, so let's get to it, yeah? If we switch on over to the main screen here, we'll go ahead and turn the music down, switch over to the in-game music. And let's give a pop over there. Hello, hello. How's it going, guys? We're going to be going up against Falcon here for the first round, so it should be interesting. Got Beastmen versus the Lizardmen, so should be an interesting matchup. I definitely, this is one I've been meaning to practice a bit as the Beastmen. I haven't tried it yet, so we'll see kind of how it goes here, but we definitely want that and them. And then we could go pretty heavy here. Go with a bunch of giants, maybe. That leaves us pretty light on the front line, though. Yeah, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Although, maybe 2 giants is too much. Let's cut 1. Since we already have the double Gorbel here. I also am thinking maybe we want Spray Shaman here to just go for some extra Winds of Magic, and he can also do anti-infantry damage as well. So, yep, that's a little bit cheaper than the Gorbel. Frees us up for a few more funds. What's up, Squig? We got super skills. Yeah, Beastmen today, indeed. Should be having some fun. So, let's see what we can do here. We still got a few points left. Tempted to take some piggies in the front line, and then maybe 1 unit of spawn just to give us some poison. Although I don't have any missile units whatsoever. Let's actually grab a couple of Ungor Raiders. And with the remaining funds, what do we do? What do we do? Hey, Aristo! What's up, man? Yeah, it's super late for you, huh? What are you doing still up? Go to bed. Go to bed. Okay. Let's see here. Can't quite buy a rank there. Can buy a rank there. 0 spend. I win automatically. Yes. Alright. So let's get it going. Yeah, Beastmen versus Lizardmen. So this should be an interesting one. Best score herd? Yeah, they're pretty good. In this matchup especially, 1 or 2 best score herd is actually really solid. I just chose not to go with any here. Wanted to go with a little bit different. Test out the giant here. See if we can have some fun with that. But, yeah. Let's go. Let's go, champ. Alright, alright. Apologies about background noise, guys, if you do hear any. My neighbor's blasting something downstairs, but nothing I can really do about it. So, yeah, it is what it is, right? But, yeah, we got some good players lined up. Got, like, Hadris is looking to play some. Maybe we're going to get Romulan Dog in here, potentially. Just have some fun, you know, try out some of these matchups. So, I'm very curious to see. I know Falcon is definitely a big fan of the new Croxagors, so I'm expecting to see some here, but we will definitely see. It's going to be interesting, no doubt. Get those guys here. Let's get you in that. Okay. How do we want to order the rest of these? Probably get you guys on group 4. Make sure they're on guard mode. 5 for the lads. Yep, that's fine. You guys are hidden there. Let's get the giant on 6. Cygor on 7. Definitely want the Cygor pretty far back, as we are, yeah, have quite a bit of room to work with here. That's fine. And then you guys can just chill in the back line here as well. Maybe I'll actually out on the open field side. Oh, feels bad, Aristo. Feels bad. Yeah, how did that go, by the way? I personally was not able to watch it as I was busy with some other stuff this afternoon, but let's put you here, maybe. That seems a bit safer. Okay. Looks like we're ready to rock. Alright, get that out of here. And let's see. Beastmen are interesting. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Having the giant at only 1500 is not bad at all. And definitely we can juice him up pretty well with that Mantle of Garrox. So, oh, looks like we got a lot of ranged units there. So we're definitely going to want to throw rocks at the salamanders. Oh, direct hit there. Got some good damage in. And use these Ungol Raiders to kind of screen them out a bit as well. Yeah. That'll be pretty advantageous for us. Looks like he is going to make his way forward here now. Ooh, overshot there, just about hitting one of those Saurus. I'm tempted to just go after those Temple Guard. But let's go ahead and do that. Let's kind of swing up and around this way. And you guys can also fall back a bit there. I definitely don't want to be taking those shots with the pigs, so let's fall back there. Got a good hit on those Temple Guard. Let's continue to go after the Salamanders. And looks like we got some Temple Guard getting a little crazy, so let's get engaged over there. Let's get engaged over there. You guys can go there. You can also go there. You can also go there. Let's also collapse with the squad. Whoops! I got one of my pigs is enraged. That's fine. We'll go ahead and pop that guy there. Let's go ahead and give a little juice. Oops. Yeah, that was definitely not great in terms of getting a bunch of those guys killed, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and fold back there. Let's fold back there. Definitely want you guys to fall back as well. Kind of getting a little crazy over there, so let's go ahead and dump one of these. Likewise, let's go ahead and Spirit Leech the Slann. You guys can charge the Slann. Get some supporting elements there. You guys can come in here. Let's go ahead and... That's fine. You're doing fine. You guys want to fire at the big boy. Ooh, the giant's getting owned. Let's go ahead and boost him up a little bit while we still can. Actually, just shoot those Saurus in the back real quick. Oh man, yeah, he's getting wrecked super hard. He did a ton of damage though. Let's go ahead and switch over. See if we can't finish off that priest there. We did get a good terror route, which is great. Go ahead and throw a nice overcast one of those boys right there. Did some decent damage. Not too happy about taking all this damage though, so let's continue to throw there actually. Cycle these guys back. Get some more Winds of Magic there. Let's get you out of here. Yeah, my guys are taking a bunch of damage, which is not the best, but we can go ahead and cycle on over here. Actually, you go ahead and drop a charge there. Let's make sure you guys are still focused there. You can, yeah, keep throwing rocks at those salamanders. That's fine. Unfortunately, it does look like the butchers got routed there, which is not the best, but it's fine. Let's look for a good opportunity to use this. Maybe right there. Did some decent damage. Oh man, I let my Deathcaster get caught out. That was not great. Hopefully we can salvage him. Oh man. Yeah, taking a lot of damage from those salamanders. That was a decent pick here. Let's go ahead and fall back. Fall back. Get you guys back here. Get you guys. We need the supporting elements. You guys come up and around there. Not looking great right now, but we'll see. We'll see for sure. Let's go ahead and freeze them in place. And so then we can get this guy on the ISO. You gotta run. You need to throw at them because they're a little bit closer. You coming around the back here. Yeah, it's not looking great right now. We'll see. I think we might have got outplayed a little bit here, but we shall see. Yeah, unfortunately, Malagor getting terrified there is really, really bad. Just the was not able to really deal with those salamanders very effectively. That was a really nice pick here. With the Fire Slann, I believe. Yep, Fire Slann's really, really nice pick. Very, very good, actually. Yeah, I couldn't quite finish off that Skink Chief there, and that Cascading Fire Cloak on those dinos is actually really nice because it increases melee defense and armor piercing damage, so I do quite like that. Probably should have brought Morgur, to be honest, to be a little bit more competitive, but honestly, probably another Gorbel would have been better than this guy as well. I really don't feel like I got much value from having the Chariot dude, but anyway. It is what it is. See if we can't salvage something here. Yeah, no, with Malagor being dead, that's got to be it for me. GG. Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't quite enough. I didn't I mismicroing the pigs there to get enraged obviously was super bad. If I had had them, you know, in position to be able to swing up and around and get onto those salamanders, likewise, I just got my giant killed super fast. Like, I don't know. That was just not a great game for me. Yeah. I mean, granted, I mismicroed it pretty severely there, but I feel like with a better build, you could actually make that work a little bit better. But, yeah. Yeah, the Bray Shaman I'm not super sold on. Maybe, honestly, I would have just cut him to go with more numbers, like even some Poison Hounds or just more pigs, honestly. I don't know. Don't know. I mean, I think the Giants are pretty good for 1500. Yeah, I was a little late on that Mantle of Grok. If I would have popped that sooner on the Giant, I could have got some more value, and we might have been able to finish off that Skink Priest. Or the Skink Chief, rather, which would have been huge. That would have been a huge amount of value down, but anyway. Yeah, in fact, I'm probably going to go grab that autosave and cast that separately, because that's a really good fire build, honestly. Works out quite well. New favorite salon? After Barona's Time Warp, of course, he says, oh yeah. So I'm going to hop out, hop back in as a spectator. Let me just make sure we've got, yep, spectator slot open. So go ahead and come over here. And come as a spectator. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, Lore of Fire is going to be really good for the Lizards. I really, really like that synergy as well. Going for the Salamanders plus, especially because like the Butchers of Kalkengard are weak to fire damage, right? And they don't have a whole lot of armor, so the Salamander shots actually do a ton of damage. Plus, when you get that extra Kindle Flame in there, it's really, really good. Really, really good. Oh, good. We got Hadriz versus not Hadriz. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. But yeah, that was a really, really nice fire build there from the Lizardmen. So maybe I should put a screen blocker up. Maybe I shouldn't. It's good to be not Hadriz. Oh man, these guys. Jokers. Cool, cool. What's up, Wicked? We gotta get you early access, huh? Did you sign up for Italian's tournament? I don't remember. Yeah, you'd have to let me know. But, yeah. Fun times. Taco pizzas, huh? Interesting. Very interesting. Can't say I've ever had a taco pizza, but... oh man, you should have signed up. Should have signed up. So we'll see what these guys are doing for army picks here. Interesting. I really like that color scheme too for the Fire Salon. That cohort of, or that, yeah, the Horde of Sotek or whatever. Cult of Sotek? Yeah, I guess that's right. Cool stuff, though, for sure. 5 days early access? Hey, it's something, though. I mean, and you also don't have to buy the DLC, right? Like, you get it for free, so... so, yeah. Yeah, that's fair, Wicked. That's definitely fair. We'll see. We'll see. It's been interesting. I've been honestly really, really enjoying this early access period. It's been quite interesting. A lot of changes to the game I really, really like, and I just think in general we're gonna see we're going to see a lot of more interesting stuff. Yeah. There's going to be a lot more interesting builds, especially from like the Lizardmen and the Empire. They're going to have more varied stuff, and like especially Gorok and the Fire Slan, obviously the Life Slan as well. They're going to be all very, very strong. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm quite excited just for everyone to get their hands on the patch, and especially for the unit caps to kind of see how that plays out in terms of the general public playing on ladder and so on. Like, it should be good. It should honestly be very, very healthy for the community, honestly. I'm quite excited, at least. So, we'll see. Favorite new unit for the Empire? Absolutely the Hellblaster on wheels. 100% the Hell on wheels. No, see, it's not Hadriz, so not Hadriz wins, which means Hadriz loses, right? Because if not Hadriz wins, then Hadriz by default must lose, right? You see that? You see that logic? But if Hadriz wins, then not Hadriz, by the same logic, must therefore lose. You see? But yeah, absolutely the Hellblaster on wheels. It's a super, super high risk, high reward unit, but if you use it right, it's the deciding factor in a lot of battles. It's a Hellblaster that you can use all the ammo on, which is great, because the normal Hellblaster, like, you'll be lucky to get a handful of really good volleys on there. Very, very rarely you'll actually use it to good effect in a battle, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Favorite new Lizardman unit has to be the Fire Slan, for sure. For sure, the Fire Slan. Yeah. Just because, again, Lizardmen, this is something I've wanted for a long time, is be able to do Flame Storm plus Banishment, Double Vortex, and also just to have Kindle Flame for a bunch of the Lizardmen units, which do fire damage. You know, Solar Engine, you've got the Fire Leech Bolas, you've got Salamanders, tons of fire units for the Lizardmen, so I'm very excited about that. Very, very excited. Yes. Yeah, I saw you were streaming there. Unfortunately, I didn't get to watch much of it, but yeah, I mean, it seems like they were handing out keys left and right like candy this time around, so you probably could have gotten in, honestly. But yeah, all you need to do is just stream very occasionally, and you'll be able to get in no problem. So, yep. Alright, let's see what we've got here. Very interested. So, for Hadriz Dark Elves, it looks like Dreadlord Crossbow up on a Pegasus. That's a very interesting pick. In this particular matchup, we've also got plenty of Dark Riders with repeater crossbows here, lots of Cold One Knights, 2 Sisters of Slaughter, a handful of spears. We've got a Reaper Bolt Thrower, and a Death Sorceress on horseback. Yep, looking like it. Very interesting. The Dreadlord with the crossbow. Interesting. As for Fel Khan here, he's got a Life Slan, Shredder of Lustria, Star Chamber Guardians, so definitely going to be going all in on the Shredder of Lustria here. We'll see. With all the Dark Riders on the field, it could potentially be rough, but I love this color scheme for these guys. For the cohort of Sotek, oh man, it just looks so good. We've got plenty of Skink Javs, some supporting Cav as well, Cold One Spear Riders, so both sides actually, with quite a few Cold One Cav on the field. We'll see. I think the deciding factor is honestly going to be these crossbows. There are some Chameleon Skinks to help counterfire them a bit, and of course the Javelins as well will also help screen them out, but the Sisters of Slaughter is an interesting pick here. Their high melee defense means that they will stand up reasonably well, even to getting charged by, like, the Cold One Spear Riders, for example, so yeah. The other issue is the Life Slan as well could potentially get sniped quite easily by this Dreadlord crossbow. He doesn't have the most missile damage in the world, but it's something. So we'll see. Very interesting. Oh, the screen block. Oh, goodness. Thank you. I'm getting all the messages on Steam and everything. Yep. There it is. Yes. Sorry about that. Here we go. Looks like we also got some Harpies here as well. Let's see here. Yep, got it. Cool. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know. The Dreadlord crossbow's interesting. He does look like he has the volley of dark arrows. I'm curious to see what kind of damage that actually does. But yeah, the live Slon, of course, will be getting the physical resistance from the Star Chamber Guardians, assuming he's going to be in range, which will help mitigate quite a bit of that missile fire. But yeah, here we go. And right off the bat, that bolt thrower is going to be focus fired right on the Shredder of Illustria. No surprise there. See these Dark Riders making their way up and around the flanks. Probably going to come in after these Cold One Spear Riders and immediately starting to Spirit Leech the Slon. So you can see the idea is absolutely to try and snipe the Slon here if possible. Gonna pull back for some healing. Oh man, this is bad. Those Cold One Spear Riders about to take a ton of damage here and possibly just get enraged. Volley of high arrows there, doing some okay damage to the Slon. Actually, nothing too impressive, honestly. But yeah, these Chameleon Skinks definitely need to get over on this side and start to throw some jabs to screen out. This is this is also a risk for the Dreadlord because he can get staggered quite easily up on the Pegasus there. The javelins that are being thrown, like even from the Howdah here, will do quite a bit of damage to him. But oh man, that's a lot of losses on those Cold One Spear Riders. Harpies dropping down to attack the Skink cohort in melee. That is going to be a little bit rough there. The Javs also potentially, yeah, this is going to be a really nice volley actually. Oh man, that's devastating. Does a ton of damage to that one unit of repeater crossbows, but we'll see. Meanwhile, the rush is definitely ongoing. Shredder of Lustria gets into the front line here, and the Cold One Spear Riders are countering to come over here against the Dark Elves Cold Ones. So lots of cold stuff happening here. All the lizards, you can see Spirit Leech and the continuous focus fire from that Reaper Bolt Thrower is definitely not great, but a beautiful banishment drops down right in the middle of this Dark Elf formation. That is just tearing apart those Sisters of Slaughter. It's going to move across and basically sit right on top of the Shredder of Lustria. It's great damage against the Hellbrunai as well. That was a really nice banishment. Although, that being said, Star Chamber Guardians are a little bit out of position here. The Slon definitely needs to be sitting right on top of them to get that physical resistance. Over here, these Dark Riders have taken quite a bit of damage already. Really like to see these Skinks maybe extricate themselves to come up and around. But the Shredder of Lustria taking quite a bit of damage. The Sisters of Slaughter, like I said, just because of their high melee defense, will actually do reasonably well against the Shredder of Lustria there, but we'll see. Slon's definitely in danger here. He's going to try and hang around as much as possible, but the Lizard Cav definitely getting ground down. That's a great terror route, though. Getting rid of those Dread Spears there. Unfortunately, the Sisters of Slaughter are holding their leadership for the time being. They are not getting terrified, but the Cold One Knights also get terrified, so a pretty good route there. Now the Dark Riders focus firing on the Shredder of Lustria. It looks like we're going to see a regrowth in here as well on the big boy. I do see the template popping up there, and there goes the upgraded regrowth. So that will be a ton of HP, regardless of if he routes at this point. That should be enough HP to keep him in the fight. You can see the Slon, though, at the cost of regrowthing himself, is getting very low on each HP there, but some really nice terror routes, terrifying away those Sisters of Slaughter, and then chasing them down with Skinks. Excellent situation there. But the Bolt Thrower is compromised now, and that is definitely a big problem. It's got quite a bit of ammunition left. That's quite a bit of value sunk there. And likewise, the Dreadlord's starting to take some damage from those Chameleon Skinks. Nothing can really touch these Star Chamber Guardians either. I mean, maybe the Dark Riders will have enough crossbow ammo in the late game, but we'll see. Slon's definitely in a pickle here. You can see the Shredder of Lustria getting into the Dark Riders, interrupting them from being able to fire on the Slon. But the Slon's getting low at this point. The Dreadlord's just continuously poking away, despite the Chameleon Skinks, shooting him in the behind. Keep in mind, though, Slon can heal himself, obviously. The Dreadlord cannot, so this damage actually probably isn't that great. You can see the balance of power is starting to shift in the Lizard's favor as they do get some pretty good engagements here. This is not the best, though. These Sisters of Slaughter came back from route. Those Skinks are going to get rear charged now by Cold One Knights. Should be able to clean up a handful of Lizard units in his pocket. But the fact that the Shredder of Lustria still has so much HP at this point, and yeah, the Dreadlord's very low. I mean, the Dreadlord's pretty much got rid of the Slon, but at the cost of himself, right? And again, he can't heal. The Slon potentially could come back and heal. And likewise, the Shredder of Lustria has done a ton of damage to these Dark Riders directly. Cold One Spear Riders, and oh man, did I mention I love this color scheme for the Lizardmen? Especially with the Shredder of Lustria, with the skinks up on the back. Oh man, just fits in so well. Absolute brutality, as those Dark Riders just get completely shredded there. Yeah, at that point, that's going to be a pretty decisive break. There are a handful of Sisters of Slaughter still fighting here up against some of these units, but you can see the Sorceress getting very low as well. She actually gets finished off there by the Chameleon Skinks. Great job. And with the Shredder of Lustria still having so much HP left, these Chameleons come up, blow pipes out. They're going to try and rout off that Dreadlord, and they do so. Only a couple hundred HP left for him, and being a cowardly Dark Elf, he is just going to run away back to his home. So, yeah. Oh man, that was an awesome replay. Great play by Falcon, actually making the Shredder of Lustria work against a faction with armor-piercing missiles nonetheless. Very strong play there. I mean, it's possible Hadris could potentially bring this back. He does still have a few rallying units and some periphery. These Harpies have been able to chase off those Skink Cohort, for example. We've got some more Dark Riders coming back here. The Dreadlord is also barely hanging on here with 200 HP. He's going to have to make sure to not get too close to those Chameleon Skinks, but I just don't think there's enough DPS here to finish off the Shredder. And oh man, here comes the Chameleon Skinks. As soon as they get into range, it's pretty much game blouses for the Dreadlord. If they can get a volley in here, I don't think they're on fire at will though, unfortunately, waiting for the attack order there. So a couple more Lizard Cav get picked off. This is good. Dread Spear's getting into some Skinks. Again, anything that the Dark Elves can rout off at this point is going to be great. Using the Dark Riders in melee to chase off these Skinks, also very good play there. So we'll see. I just don't think it's going to be enough here, especially with these Temple Guard and the Shredder of Lustria, and these Chameleon Skinks also still have quite a bit of ammo and full models. Of course, they do poison damage and actually have pretty decent stats in a late game situation, so oh man, these Dread Spears as well are eventually going to get caught by the Shredder of Lustria. I mean, it's faster than them, not to mention because of the poison Skinks. Oh man, they immediately get terrified as soon as he gets close. I mean, I would. Absolutely I would. Look at the size of that thing. Yeah, Temple Guard can solo the rest pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's if the Shredder wasn't on the field, and it still has 5,000 HP just about, so yeah. That's pretty much going to be it. The Chameleons, too. The fact that the Chameleons are still here is absolutely devastating. And they're stocked as well, so Hadris can't really see where they're at to kind of plan, you know, for their volleys. And like this volley right here should make really good contact with these Dark Riders and probably rout them off. Ooh, 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 they actually stopped and made half of that volley miss, but yeah, they're done for. Oh man, they don't want to fight those Chameleon Skinks in melee. Nope, they're done. So that's great. Those spears have shattered. You can see the Dreadlord just barely hanging on, but yeah, that's it. Hadri's going to go ahead and admit defeat there. 5,000 HP on the Shredder of Lustria still is just way too much, and that was a great replay. Love that. Absolutely love that. The Life Slan with the Shredder of Lustria, the most expensive unit in the game, and it paid off. It actually paid off. That's quite impressive. Yeah, good deal. Good deal. I might go save that one as well, because that was an awesome replay. Alright, looks like we got Flying Taco up next. Let's see what he brings to the table. Beastmen, huh? Alright. Good stuff. Good stuff. Falcon, definitely enjoying playing the new Lizardmen, if you couldn't tell. Oh, did my game crash? I think my game might have crashed. Uh-oh. Yep, that's okay. Let's go ahead and jump back in here. Yeah, me too. I mean, especially with the new Regiment of Renown cap, I really don't think it would have been that bad for the Empire to have a whole bunch of extra Regiments of Renown. Like, I kind of get why they did it. Like, it would be, you know, true that everyone else would have way less Regiments of Renown, but yeah, it's sometimes with the Yeah, Lifeslon did great there, honestly. I mean, he did get picked off in the end, but yeah, I really like that build. Okay, let's get back into it. Hopefully the lobby's still up. Yep. All right, we'll jump back in. Cool. Cool, cool. All right, actually going to have Wood Elves versus Beastmen, huh? This is a very interesting matchup now, especially with the new Orion. Because Orion can Vanguard, the Wood Elves can play this hyper-aggressive, like straight into your face, just ground and pound. But it also can be pretty risky, as I learned. I got beat in Turin's tournament by Aerocrastic doing that. Mostly just due to a few micro mistakes, but yeah. Should be interesting. I'm very interested to see how this goes. The Beastmen have some tools here for sure, as do the Wood Elves, of course. Archers are going to be decent in certain matchups, actually, I think. Against factions which don't have amazing mid-range, like Skaven, let's say. I mean, Skaven have good long range and mid-range, but they're not going to want to dedicate that to your archers just because they're so cheap. But likewise, you can get them up into a position to shoot, light targets, artillery crews, light Skaven units. You can generate a ton of value that way. Likewise, in other matchups where you're like Dark Elves, for example, Dark Elves, the crossbows are relatively short range, so archers aren't necessarily going to be that badly outranged. They'll out-trade crossbows super efficiently because they're way cheaper. You can bring way more of them. The loose formation makes them trade against other skirmishers reasonably well. And they'll trade against shades in a ranged fight decently as well. But hey, thanks, Mr. Toto. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I think archers actually are going to be decent in some niche matchups. If you just want to bring some cheap infantry skirmish to be able to lay down some fire on some high value, low armor targets, that's when you're going to get the best value from them. But the Deathjacks, on the other hand, I do wish they had a little bit longer range because you barely ever get value from the snipe just because they have such short range. They're probably going to get spotted anyway just because they have to get so close. But all right, these guys are ready to rock. Love it. Let's get this out of the way before I forget. And we've got Wood Elves versus Beastmen, so a very thematic matchup today. And I love watching Falcon play the Wood Elves. I'm very curious to see how he uses the new tools. But of course, Orion, as I mentioned, does have Vanguard. He was already pretty good in this matchup anyway, so I'm sort of expecting like a wild Vanguard rush build from Falcon. Or maybe we'll see, I know he loves his dragons as well, so we might see a male Glade Lord on a dragon with the Helm of Discord, and likewise a rush build. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, JG Meister, actually the Huntsmen, believe it or not, for the Empire are really, really good because I almost think they're a superior pick in many ways to handgunners because they're still going to be just as good against monsters, just about, as handgunners. They don't have the direct line of fire issues. They actually have longer range, I believe. They have stock. They have loose formation, which helps against certain, attacks. I just think that Huntsmen are a better unit than handgunners in most situations. Again, because they're archers, they can shoot over the back of your own units, right? They don't have the same line of sight issues as handgunners. So the Huntsmen, I think you're going to see a lot of. Probably like 2. In a lot of Empire builds, you'll see at least 2 Huntsmen. More than that, I think you're kind of risking it because that's a lot of ranged power to protect. But 2 is not too hard to protect in a nice combined arms sort of Empire build. But anyway, let's get on to this Beastmen build here. We've got Goreherds with shields, Razor Goreherd, Morgar the Shadowgave, Centaurs, and a couple of Ungor Spearmen Herd with the Sons of Goros. Yeah, I have more Slib up here. Then way over here on the low ground, we've got some Ungor Spearmen Herd, probably yet to be deployed. As for the Elves, Durthu, actually, wow, neither of my predictions were correct, but Durthu. Yes, actually against the Beastmen, this is a really, really good pick. They don't have the best anti-large AP, and they tend not to bring it specifically in this matchup. I mean, mostly just because tree units are sort of expected, but not necessarily super expected. But, oh man, there's a ton of Wild Riders here as well, ton of Glade Riders, and just a line of Eternal Guard, Wildwood Rangers as well. Wildwood Rangers got 100 points cheaper, so they're now only 900 in terms of cost. quite good at that price option. So I'm genuinely curious to see. They do have relatively low melee defense and armor, which means that even these lowish tier Beastmen units could potentially tear them up. But we'll see. We will see. This is going to be a wild battle right off the bat here. We've got Ungor Spearman Herd. Oh man, they aren't braced, so this charge... Oh, but they unbraced themselves at the last second to then take a ton of damage from those Wild Riders. Unfortunately, no Orion instant charge there, but it is worth noting the Wild Hunters of Kurnos do have magic attacks and anti-large now, so as they pile in with their anti-large damage, they should be able to get some good work done on those Centaurs. Meanwhile, the Glade Riders providing some really nice Overwatch fire, but the Cygors immediately going to start slamming rocks into them as well. Oh man, that was a beautiful Vile Tide. Might have done a little bit of friendly fire, but a pretty even trade nonetheless. Those Ungor Spearman Herd, unfortunately, just because they're so close to the edge of the map, he does look like they're going to lose out there. So pretty good engagement initially for Felcon, but let's see how he does. Going to start moving up and using some of that bowfire on those Spearman Herd. Probably going to try and get in range here to try and fire on the Cygor if he can, but it's going to be risky. Wild Riders charging down again, that anti-large damage and massive charge bonus just melting those Centaurs over on the far side, and that is quite a bit of value gone as well, not to mention the Spearmen. There are some additional units piling in, Goreherd and so on. Sons of Goros with their magic attacks will be able to cut through the physical resistance of the Wild Riders reasonably efficiently, but they don't want to trade directly into the Wild Hunters of Kurnos without support. There is definitely some infantry support here, but we'll see. Infantry line's going to start closing, therefore, screening out the Eye of Morsleep. And I'd like to see some more Vile Tides here, potentially on some of this high-value infantry as well. But Durthu's now getting in the fight. The Sons of Goros are going to be one of the few units that can really deal with Durthu, but even then, they really don't have the staying power to stay in the fight long enough. So I'm genuinely curious to see. Wild Rangers, though, getting wrecked here in the front line. As I mentioned, they do have low melee defense. So a situation like this where they're matched up on, especially the Blackhorn's Ravagers, that Regiment of Renown, will trade extremely efficiently here. But yeah, it's a bad situation. These Wild Rangers got a much better engagement on just some plain old Gore Herd. But yeah, Centaurs charging in from the back line, getting some good damage on these Glade Riders. Likewise, these Ungor Spearman Herd will probably be able to pile in and support. But it's very interesting. Anyone's game so far at this point. Morgan the Shadowgave gets in here. Durthu's taken basically no damage, but now the Chaos Spawn are able to get into a position potentially start poisoning him, maybe get some good attacks in there. They don't have the best AP values, but they can do something. That being said, I don't see where the Sons of Goros went off to. They may have terrified directly off the field, in which case the Beastmen really don't have many good options for taking down the Elves at this point, but we'll see. The Cygor maybe could come up and get a good tear route on this line, break off some of these Wildwood Rangers, but a very nice Manticore summon from Durthu drops down and just wrecks that Bray Shaman. So with the leadership down for the Beastmen, I don't see where Morker got off to either. I'm not really sure. I'm sure he's still around somewhere. Oh, there he is. Very hard to kill Morker. But we'll see. The Cygor, though, just continuing to be able to fire here is generating a ton of value for Flying Taco. You can see those Wild Hunters of Kurnos getting very, very low. Even the Chaos Spawn here that are summoned up, they probably could honestly just pile straight in here. But with the Wild Riders sort of getting screened out in this position here, he could potentially just collapse with a lot of other units like this exactly, and try and route off some of this front line here, maybe get Durthu on a bit of a surround. But you can see the color coding here that these Chaos Spawn are very close to running out in terms of their binding. So the second unit there is definitely still doing well, but we'll see. This is going to be bad potentially. The Cygor is going to start to take some fire, and the Wild Hunters of Kurnos do overextend a little bit there, going after that Bray Shaman. That's potentially very dangerous, but it looks like the Eye of Morslib is going to follow up in melee and potentially bail this guy out. But look at that burst damage there. Man, that anti-large makes such a difference. That Bray Shaman is just getting absolutely dominated by those Wild Riders. It is just super one-sided. He probably will get killed, honestly. Does look like he got off the Cygor summon, though, so we'll see. Durthu moves in for the kill. Oh, man, this is the clash of kaijus that we want right here, guys. Oh, man. Durthu just slapping that Cygor around, gets a few really good attacks. Unfortunately, Durthu's now going to get double-teamed by two Cygors. I mean, we'll see. He's a very tanky character. If he could potentially get enough damage in on the Eye of Morslib, and the fact that he's continuously staggering him, of course, helps quite a bit as well. But the Eye of Morsleep does magic damage, which is pertinent in this particular engagement. But the Wild Hunters here being able to support is going to be huge for the High Elves, or sorry, the Wood Elves here. You can see the burst damage when they charge in is pretty intense. The Sons of Goros did come back from route, but again, just going to get wrecked by those Wild Hunters of Kurnos. So very good stuff. I honestly say for Falcon. These Wild Hunters probably were the MVPs here. Durthu now just tanking out the damage, you know, just standing firm, you know, getting beat down by 3 single entity models, but just standing there, taking it, and allowing the other units to get the work in. You can see a lot of shots coming in on the Eye of Morslib here. The Wild Riders just collapsing various pockets here, trying to free up some additional Elven infantry to come for the final kill here. But I do think that, yeah. I mean, Morker will get slapped by Durthu in a one-on-one, absolutely. As long as he can get rid of the Cygor here, which it does look like it's been routed off there. A lot of the other Beastmen troops are out. Pretty decisive dent in the balance of power, but... oh man, Falcon's looking OP today. Yeah, actually, James, I think, I don't know, Elithnar definitely needs a buff. High Elves could use some love for sure, but, oop, there goes the Summon Cygor, and with that, the balance power drops enough that Morker shatters. So, very well played. It looked a little dicey there for Falcon for a minute, but just the fact that they both took that engagement so close to the edge of the map obviously favors the Wood Elves. Because the Beastmen just have lower leadership in general, I mean, when you both have terror-causing units on the field, the faction with the lower leadership is more likely to get routed, right? So, Falcon is a playable lord. Yes, yes. Well, hopefully. I hope so. Oh, man. Oh, man. What's going on, Falcon? Hey, what's up, Head Taker? So, who's up next? See if Romulan Dog wants to jump in. If he is still around. Have him take Falcon on. Take on Falcon. Alright. Yeah, that was awesome. Great Durthu game against the Beastmen. Awesome. Like, how, it doesn't get more thematic than that, right? Like, I mean, Durthu beating down Morker, just slapping him all over the place, sending him packing. Like, that was awesome. Thanks everyone. That was great. I gotta get my own Discord server, huh? Everyone keeps telling me that, but honestly, I don't know that I see that much of a value in it when I eventually get my own when I start up the tournament series I've been planning for a while, I think maybe then I will actually start a Discord, but we'll see. We will see. I guess I could jump in for another one. Sure, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Go ahead and... maybe. If it'll show up. Now watch it not show up. There it is. Cool. Okay. So... let's go for... yeah, Hadriz and Flying Taco, by the way. If you guys want to come in after this, I just want to get one more game in here myself. See if I can't knock off Falcon. So, I think I'll go with... I want to play Tomb Kings, maybe? Maybe Warriors of Chaos? Let's play... yeah, let's play Tomb Kings. Sure. Sure. Let's see what we can do here. Cetra is definitely going to be pretty solid in this matchup. He is quite expensive, but Do want the Blessed Blade. I don't know that I necessarily need the Crown of Nekara. I'll leave it for now. He's already going to be pretty expensive, so let's see. See what we can do. Do I want Sphinx of Usek? Maybe. Probably, actually. Let's do that. Let's do a bunch of skeleton spears. We're going to want... Oh, what do we want? Do I want a scorpion? Probably I want a scorpion. That'll do us for monsters, so we're going to need some other stuff. I'm not really too thrilled about the thought of trading Tomb Guard into Saurus, although I guess they do okay. Yeah, they're pretty comparable, actually. Maybe we'll do that. Let's grab some Tomb Guard, try and trade them into some Saurus. Nekara Horsemen are pretty solid here as well. Just feel like I need a little more punching power, though. I mean, I've already got 2 big monsters, so... Do I really want the Scorpion, or should I go a little bit wider? Yeah, that's the thing, is everyone's got one, right? And if I just float around in everyone else's, do I really need to have my own? That's kind of my thought about it. I don't know. What do you guys think? For those of you watching here, and those of you watching after the fact, should I get a Discord server? Let me know. But not super thrilled about this infantry composition here. Let's grab a carrion. Let's cut those guys. Cut those guys. Let's go a little bit wider on skeletons. I kind of want to bring some archers as well. These guys have pretty poor AP though, right? Yeah, 1 AP per shot. 90 unit models though is not bad. That's not too bad. You know what, actually, let's go in a little bit of a different direction here. Let's have some fun. We're having fun here, right? So let's grab this. We'll grab that. And we definitely want that. And that frees us up a little bit more funds. We could maybe grab a second Scorpion. Could maybe grab a Necrotect. We just want the Restore. Let's see. Let's see. Archers. Grab some of them. And you know what? Let's actually cut those carrion for... Oh, I'm 7 points short. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's cut the curse. And I guess this will have to do. Curious to see how it goes. Give some chevrons to these skelly boys. Hey, what's up? How's it going? Doing well. Thank you for asking. We are having some fun today. Yeah, true that. Chase routing. Oh, I totally forgot about that. We'll see. We'll see. We've got the cackling Kotep, so I'm not super worried. Da, 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 da. Cool. Yeah, it's interesting. Interesting matchup. I don't know that Kotep's going to actually be any good here, but we're definitely going to try. I bet the Shredder is coming. You're probably right, and I probably don't have the tools to deal with it. Although I would think that the Regiment of Renowned Necrosphinx could 1v1 that thing. I don't know, actually. I guess we'll see. We will see. Okay, Kotep, let's get you lined up right about there. Get our front line of skeletons. Like so. Get the Tomb Guard here. Get the Skeleton Archers kind of in the center there. Okay, let's get that big old infantry line. Can hide you over here. Get you guys on guard mode. Let's get the big boy on number 4. 5 for the Scorp, which actually still can hide in the woods. And we'll have the Nekar Horseman on 6. And you know what, actually, let's put the Necrotect on 6 and you guys on 7. Alright. Let's see how this goes. We're gonna try out the new Casket of Souls. It did get a bit of a damage buff in the last patch. Shoots more projectiles now, so you missed it, Spiffy. We had a Beastmen game, a couple Beastmen games actually earlier. But yeah, you go back to the start. Let's see. Prepare your bones to be shredded. Uh-oh. I think he does have the shredder. I think you're right. You might be right. Let's hope that Kotep can stand. Oh man, this haggard casket. What can we shoot at? Temple Guards. Oh man, that's a lot of Pterodon Riders. I don't know if I like that much. Let's go ahead and kind of move up like so. We do have archers to fend off the Pterodon Riders, so we'll kind of keep them over towards this flank a little bit. But that's a life salon. That is absolutely a life salon, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, time to engage. Da-da-da-da. Let's throw a Skullstorm out there. Hey, you get out of here. You bad animal. That Feral Carnosaur might just be the end of me, honestly. Let's get some physical resistance for old Kotep here. Think we might have memed a little too hard, guys. Come on, get turned around. Let's get these guys over here. You guys need to move up. You also need to move up. You just need to kill these guys in melee, I guess. Okay, he's enraged now. Can we please get away with Kotep? Can we please get away with Kotep? Nope, he's gonna kill Kotep, even though he's enraged. That's amazing. And my Scorpion could be helping as well, and he's totally not, so that's great. Yeah, so that's going to be a very, very quick meme battle. I apparently memed way too hard and paid the price. Also didn't micro like half of my army, so that's fine, that's fine. I probably deserve to lose, honestly. Yep, Kotep's dead. GG. Yeah. Obviously, bringing Kotep on the thing there was a huge mistake, right? Because if I had him on another mount, then he could have got away from the Feral Carnosaur. But yeah, I took a mean build and paid the price. So cool. Yeah, if I had actually microed half of my army as well, because like my Scorpion, my Nekar Horsemen weren't doing anything at all. So basically, didn't micro pretty much 50% of my army. Yeah, that was terrible. That was probably the worst game I played in early access, just in terms of me not microing like a good 50% of my army, so yeah. Yep. So, yep. Honestly, if I would have just brought Cetra like I was planning to, that probably would have worked out just fine. Like we could have beaten the Carnosaur in melee and then turned and beaten the Shredder of Lestria in melee. Like it would have been easy, but yeah, I meme too hard. That's what I get for trying to meme. So. Yep. That's why I don't meme against competitive players, right? Because you just get slapped, and especially Katep. I mean, I should have figured like Katep on the thing is so slow, right, against the Lizardmen who have fast monsters, and I just didn't have any of my units in position to actually help. So standard War Wagon. It's okay. I mean, it's a decent disruption tool. In certain matchups, I think it'll be pretty good, but the missile damage just isn't really there. So, yeah. Yeah, I think they ought to buff the missile damage just a hair, but they do okay. They definitely do okay. Outriders and pistols, exactly, yeah. It depends on the matchup, because like they do a good job of disrupting light infantry. Like they're not terrible chariots, but I think honestly one change they could make is to make the basic version a little bit faster, right? Because the other ones are carrying artillery pieces on their backs. Like that makes sense that they're not super fast. But on the other hand, like the ones with dudes in the back, if they were just a little bit faster, then potentially it could work out. I've used it in one game. I think there's a handful of matchups where it could be good. Honestly, against the Wood Elves, which is not a matchup I've been able to play very much. But I think against the Wood Elves, if you went with a super mobile build and just use that like in the back to try and take down like Way Watchers and stuff, it could work out. But we'll see. Bretonia, we'll see. I don't know. They're kind of left behind, definitely. They could use some love, I think, but kind of just depends. Yeah, but I do have one game coming with the mobile mortar where it actually did pretty decent damage. Blew up a bunch of goblin archers, including the rusty heirs. Blew up a bunch of stuff actually. So yeah. We shall see. I don't really care, Black Phillip. I don't think Romulan's screen cheating. Exactly. Who needs a blocker? But yeah. Yep. Oh man, that Kotep game is going to be haunting me for the rest of the day. That was such a terrible mistake. I don't know I just... the Casket of Souls is just so bad. Like, I don't know of any matchup where it's good. And even with the buff they gave it, like, the Tomb King's artillery, the two actual artillery pieces, like the Casket of Souls and the Screaming Skull Catapult, are both completely useless. So, yeah, it's pretty sad. I would say no, not Spiffy, because you're not going to be able to protect it against vampire counts. Like they're just going to fly up with a Terrorgeist, breathe on it, and then it's dead, probably in like 1 or 2 breaths. So I would disagree that it's good against vamps. I would also disagree that any form of ranged is good against vampire counts. I actually think that any form of slow ranged is a major liability, just because they can summon everything and anything in your backline, tie up your missile units super easy. So unless you have fast moving missile units like missile cav or mobile artillery or something like that, it can be really, really hard to protect. So I disagree. But that's just me. It's just based on my experience. We'll see. All right, let's see if the Chaos here for Romulan can take on the Lizardmen. We've got Kolek, Shadow Sorcerer, a couple of Chaos Warriors with halberds, some Marauders up front. Interesting. Chaos Chariot, Marauder Horsemen, and the Summoners of Rage, as well as another Shaggoth. So quite a bit of monster power there. We'll see how that does. There are going to be some Pterodon Riders skirmishing here. We've got the whole line of Red-Crested Skinks, some Temple Guard. Yeah, pretty straightforward. I think this is honestly going to be pretty tough. These Temple Guard, yeah, it's going to be tough to take down, for sure. We'll see. We will see. Yep. Looks like both these guys are ready. Let's get it rolling. And right off the bat, these Pterodon Riders going to be flying up and over here, getting some good skirmishing probably immediately on those Marauder Horsemen. Marauder Horsemen will be able to return fire somewhat here, but it's going to be a little bit dicey because of the elevation. It's kind of weird there, but they do get some good hits in on those Pawhawk Sentinels. Granted, the Pawhawk Sentinels do have missile and physical resistance, so they do get 35% mitigation in total there. But we'll see. Chaos Force is going to be making their way forward. I almost would have rather have seen Warriors with great weapons to take on the Temple Guard. I think they trade really efficiently there. But the Halberds should do okay. We'll see, especially with the Shadow Sorcerer support. But so far, Kolek and his Rat Ogres hanging back. Some good skirmishing being done there on the Rat Ogres. Actually pretty strong. But, oh, here we go. Monsters moving in. Tehenowin getting very, very aggressive, charging directly in, and he's going to get rear charged now by Kolek. Starts to take some damage here. Likewise, the other Shaggoth gets in on the flank. Does look like we're going to get a bit of a Flock of Doom. Oh, man, the Chariot's actually pitting Tehenowin in as well. This is not a great situation for the Lizardmen. That being said, the Lizardmen infantry rushing in now. They're going to get a favorable downhill engagement on many of these situations. The Temple Guard obviously will cut through those Marauders, no problem. And, oh man, here comes the orbital bombardment straight down the line here. This should absolutely shred a whole bunch of these supporting Chaos Infantry, and the drop rocks as well right on time. Oh man, that's absolute brutality. It does look like actually was a bit of a swing and a miss there. Not effective as it could have been, but likewise still did do a ton of damage. Tehenowin, though, is taking a beating from all these anti-large AP units, the Shaggoths, and the Summoners of Rage. The Summoners of Rage in particular getting a full surround here, just about getting a ton of damage, and Tehenowin is going to get finished off here. With him going down, the Lizardmen are going to start to run into immediate leadership issues, but yeah, very heavy monster mash here. Tehenowin just getting the full surround from all the Shaggoths, all the things, and all of his Temple Guard are pinned in, by Marauders, just being kept busy away from the critical fight, so he really needs to pull out. And yeah, Tehenowin actually went down there to Kolek. That is a big dent in the balance of power. Obviously still anyone's game, especially with all this range fire coming in from these Pawhawk Sentinels and various other units. They will be able to do some strong skirmishing, and there's still all these Temple Guard to deal with as well. But Enfeebling Foe there on the Skink Chief, he should start to take some good damage. The Cohort of Sotek, likewise, unbreakable. We'll just stay and fight for now, but we'll see. This is a nice surround here by these Summoners of Rage, and that Skink Chief is taking a ton of burst damage from all those different units. Trying to get on top of those Temple Guard to get some support, but it's not the best. At this point, the Pterodons are starting to run a little low on ammo as well, and oh man, we're going to see a beautiful Lord of the Storm in here right on top of some of those Temple Guard. Oh man, just doing some devastating damage there. This Shaggoth is able to stay on the Skink Chief, continue doing some damage there, plinking away, and looks like Kolek getting low on his HP and leadership, though. The focus fire from all these Pterodon Riders has been pretty brutal, so we'll see. He gets a couple swings in here, maybe one more good hit on that Skink Chief there, but I don't think Pterodon Riders still have enough ammo that, yep, they are going to, in fact, rout Kolek off. The question is, do they have enough to take down the second Shaggoth? The Summoners of Rage obviously very low, but they should have their Chain Lightning on station, and here it comes, just as I mentioned. This should do quite a bit of anti-infantry damage. Very good against the Temple Guard here, generating some excellent value. So, yeah, pretty good stuff. We'll see. The Shaggoth is taking some damage, though, and if his leadership drops too low, he could potentially just get routed off here and then chased off by like the Pahawk Sentinels, for example, and maybe they're going to drop a rear charge here. Look at how low his leadership is getting. That's just so dangerous. Oh man, the Chaos Sorcerer though is still on the field very critically. The Shaggoth's going to try and pull out of here and get to safety, but I think that Skink Chief is going to be enough to stabilize the Lizardmen. We'll see, obviously. But the Shaggoth does have the mash to try and push through, but the Pterodons swoop in at the last second. He takes a rear charge from the Skink Chief. The Summoners of Rage really don't have the mass to push through these Temple Guard, and they're very low on HP anyway, so we'll see. It's looking rough for the Warriors of Chaos, despite the fact they were able to snipe out Tehenwin very aggressively there in that early game. Just the fact that these Temple Guard have taken... They're still so healthy, and I mean so healthy means below half HP, right? But... maybe. I mean, there are still quite a few Marauders hanging around here. It does look like the Shaggoth came back from route as well, so maybe, potentially. Depends on how things go up against the Skink Chief. Skink Chief gets a good hit in there. There's no enfeebling foe on station from the Sorcerer, which is pretty rough, but the Sorcerer will at least get some side attacks here, which may do a tiny bit of damage. It's not enough, as the Shaggoth does get routed off there. You can see the Summoners of Rage disengaging, pulling up and around, probably to come support that Chaos Sorcerer if they can. But these Temple Guard, I just think it's going to be too much. I don't know that they really have enough to grind through the Temple Guard there. So, yeah, the Sorcerer gets terrified there. The Summoners of Rage are routed, and that's going to be game. That's going to be game. So, yeah, good effort from Romulan Dog there, but just not quite enough to take down big Skink Chief there. Tehenwin got sniped super hard, but then the Temple Guard were just able to kind of clean things out. Like I said, I think if you would have traded maybe those Warriors with Halberds out for Great Weapons instead, they would have traded a little bit more efficiently into the Temple Guard, been able to take them out more. Likewise, the Chariot ended up being a really rough pick. I'm not the biggest fan of Chariots against Lizardmen just because Saurus and Temple Guard have very high mass. Tend not to have the greatest value from Chariots against them, but I definitely see what he's going for there. Again, personally, I probably would have cut that and just brought a little bit of a wider build. Maybe another unit of throwing axes, perhaps, or even just cutting both the throwing axes for some jabs. And then, I don't know, you could do some different things, but it's an interesting one. Very, very interesting. So, yep. Let's see what we got here. Oh, did Falcon crash? Uh-oh. Did he crash or did he leave? Didn't say anything to me if he was leaving, so... oh, okay. No, he's back. Okay. It's totally Hadris. Cool, cool. Good stuff. Yeah, I hope you guys have been enjoying. It's been a lot of fun. Probably going to continue on for another, like 30 or so minutes. Maybe try and get like 4 or 5 more battles, depending on the time, but we'll see. We shall see. Ah, okay. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah, he had quite the winning streak there, so. Falcon only beaten by hunger, huh? Cool. Yeah, let's do it to it. Let's get another one going. Yeah, I'm getting a little hungry anyway. I did eat a little bit of dinner before this, but it wasn't enough, obviously. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe get like 2 more battles in here and then probably call it a day. But I mean, we've got a good hour and a half. So yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Amber Bow. This is a pretty interesting map. Like it quite a bit. Throw that up there. I mean, you can still kind of see the armies anyway, but it's not the easiest. Trying to become a bloated corpse. Yeah, that's how I felt after eating yesterday. Just pigged out super hard, but cool. Yeah. Da, 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 da. Cool. Cool. Just looking at some stuff right now. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Lizardmen, Falcon just did a really good demonstration there of quite a few different matchups of how they're very, very strong. Definitely think they're going to be one of the top tier factions. But we'll see. We'll see. I know, right? Tries to use the chat as a screen blocker, shuts the chat. Yeah. I guess I can throw this up here. I suppose. I know, right? I'm pretty forgetful. If you haven't noticed, definitely tend to not remember certain things, but... Oh, yeah. Cool. Romulan Dog versus Hadriz. We should see. Or maybe this is Flying Taco, actually? I'm not sure. Let's see. Yes, it is Flying Taco. Confirmed. Cool. Just chillax for a sec. You never know, right? You never know, especially with XMT, right? Yep. We'll see. We'll see. Oh man, that's funny. That's funny. This is a pretty wild chaos build. I don't know about this Romulan Dog. We'll see. I'm a bit dubious as to how well this is going to work, but I guess we'll see. Kind of depends on what Taco decides to do, but... Yep, we'll see. Looks like both these lads are ready, so we're going to be starting this up. Go ahead and pop this down. And here we go. It's another one of the new quest battle maps, the Amber Bow. Should be very interesting. I obviously am going to be rooting for the Empire, as I am extremely biased towards them, but we'll kind of see how it goes here. See some Skaven? Well, could probably mix in some Skaven. Woo! Yeah. I think that's something we can do. All right. Yeah, getting pretty hungry. I think we'll get maybe 2-3 more battles in, and then I'm probably gonna call it an evening. But thank you all for joining. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. It's been quite nice. I'm not gonna lie. I've been loving this early access time period. So we've got quite a few battles in today. I'll try and get at least one Skaven battle for Mr. Headtaker there. Got quite a few battles I need to cast as well, so I'm not trying to stay up too late doing the streaming, because I do need to cast quite a few games tonight, just to have some content ready to go for you guys for tomorrow. But yeah. Alright, so for the Warriors of Chaos here, we've got an extremely mobile build, lots of Chaos Warhounds, got a couple Chariots there, Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, and the unit of Dragon Ogres, and the Summoners of Rage. Got Chaos Sorcerer Lord of Shadows here, and Kolek. Yeah, pretty small Chaos army. As for the Empire, we've got Marcus Wolfheart here, some Flagellants, Demigryph Knights, Empire Knights. Pretty nice build. Black Lions. Going to be tough to protect against all this mobility, but I mean, the fact that the Hounds are so light, they will be able to get dealt with relatively easily. I'm genuinely curious to see how this goes. It's a pretty wild build, so definitely in for a good time here. This deployment is also tiny, absolutely tiny, but got this little burning Empire town here. Got some more Empire town over here. So interesting. I like this map. I like this map quite a bit. It's cool. Right? Or multiplayer early access is the best, especially this time around. We've got so many people with keys, a lot of the regular multiplayer guys, so they can all join in and have a ton of fun, and we can all just enjoy ourselves together, right? So this is going to be wild. This is a wild, wild game. So both very, very wild builds. So I mean, this Empire build isn't too far out of the realm of what you would expect, but at the same time, it's very interesting. Double Demigryph Knights with halberds, and he did bring aspect of Dread Knight. Is that what I see there? Doom and Darkness. I'm not sure about the Doom and Darkness because he doesn't actually have any units that cause terror, I don't think. But yeah, here comes the volley gun. Going to be opening up on those chariots. Let's see the damage. Pretty good. Yeah, not bad at all. Not bad at all. Super solid, actually. Just a couple volleys there will be able to generate some great value. And, of course, Marcus with his anti-large AP bow will likewise generate a ton of value. Would really like to see these Empire Knights come countercharge these chariots right now. It does look like they're going to come in and get some free damage here, potentially. But, oh, man, some friendly fire on those great swords. Demigryph Knights countercharging on the chariots obviously will be pretty lethal. But, yeah, exactly what I said. The Empire Knights can countercharge in here, do a ton of damage. Spirit Leech now. Probably need to start using up the nets. Ooh, the Amber Bow comes in, does a ton of damage. Here come the Demigryph Knights. They're going to sweep in, try and get on Kolek here. But now all of these units are in the pocket. So this is an opportunity now to drop this net right here. But we'll see. Oh, a little bit misplayed there. And the Shaggoth actually smashes one of those war wagons. So some really, really good value so far. This fight not looking great for Kolek, though. You can see how quickly those hounds got routed off. And that just leaves him exposed now to Demigryph Knights. And the Shaggoth, likewise, leadership very, very low, despite the fact it has so much HP left. But we'll see. Keep in mind, Chaos Warhounds do count as infantry size, so if great swords go after them, they will get their bonus versus infantry. But, oh man, this is super rough. Very nice Penumbral Pendulum, but the Hellblaster is able to get some critical shots in here. Doom and Darkness now. Was it Overcast? Didn't catch that Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, unfortunately. But, oh man, some really nice damage coming in now from Marcus Wolfheart there. The Great Sword is able to get some really good damage on those Chaos Warhounds. Likewise, though, the Chariots now pulling in. Summoners of Rage also. It's just a lot of heavy anti-large AP, but there's been so much damage done to that Shaggoth already. It's going to be tough. We'll see. Marcus looking like he's getting the aimed shot here at Mr. Kolek, the damaging shot. Ooh, oh, man, that sucks. That's so painful that it missed. That's really, really rough. But we'll see. Ranged units able to get into a position here. The Demigryph Knights being terrified away is really, really rough. They really need to come back, finish off some of these high-value targets, and oh man, getting in range for the Black Lions here is also likewise super rough. They're about to just get absolutely canned by all these Dragon Ogres here. We'll see. Marcus gets hit by the Dragon Ogre there. The Demigryph Knights are going to swing in for some support, and he should be able to screen himself out. Likewise, the Black Lions did get away with all three models. Would have liked to have seen one of those units of Dragon Ogres peel off and actually go after them, but we'll see. Things are not honestly looking amazing for the Empire right now. This weird Chaos build is actually working out okay. Oh, that net, though. That is a devastating net. Absolutely backbreaking. We'll see. This may be able to get the Empire back in the game as Marcus now is able to pour in quite a bit of damage on Kolek Suneater. They, Summoners of Rage are going to unleash their Chain Lightning, should do some really good damage and maybe lead to those Great Swords getting terrified away, but likewise, Kolek is taking a ton of damage here as well, and this Sorcerer, Lure of Shadows, getting gooned by the Demigryph Knights will help bring that balance of power back fairly significantly. So, honestly, still anyone's game at this point. Man, having all those Demigryph Knights rout was really, really rough, but we'll see. Demigryph Knights now pulling away. They maybe should have just directly charged that Shaggoth. It's tough to say, but the Shaggoth actually routs now, and oh man, did you see that? That actually killed the Shaggoth. And likewise, Spirit Leech and some continuous focus fire there on Kolek may be able to end up bringing him down. We'll see. Summoners of Rage still on the field, and Chaos Chariot as well. Oh, another beautiful hit on Kolek. The balance of power pretty well in the Warriors of Chaos' favor at this point, but I'm not sure if they can really hold it out for too much longer. Oh, Kolek takes another shot to the face. If he can get some good damage in on Marcus, that might finish things off here, but we'll see. The Spear's going to get in here. They'll do a little bit of damage to Kolek, and will it be enough? Oh, man. Marcus really, really needs to get away here. He gets hit by the enfeebling foe, but just one more hit or two on Kolek could finish him off. The issue here, I think, is the Dragon Ogres. I just don't think enough damage was done to these Summoners of Rage. I mean, maybe. We'll see. The Demigryph Knights, though, are pretty much gone. Yeah, I don't see them left on the field. Likewise, this Death Sorcerer now getting pooped all over by those dragon ogres there is really, really not great. We'll see. Marcus does chase Kolek off there, but I just don't think there's enough left in the tank to take on these Summoners of Rage. I think he does still have one pocket net, perhaps. Does look like he uses it there to try and bail himself out, and she should be getting some good ranged fire on these Summoners of Rage in the meantime. Very unfortunate here. If these black lions were able to come back from route, they could potentially get a few back-breaking volleys here, but we'll see. It's going to be very, very tough. It's possible, very possible the Empire could win, but I just don't see Marcus holding out against all of these dragon ogres here. They're all just going to focus on him eventually and be able to beat him down pretty effectively. And once he goes down, I think that's going to be it for the Empire there. So interesting. Yeah, honestly, just not quite having quite enough. Obviously, the Black Lions ended up being a really rough pick there. They got some good initial damage in, but honestly, I think just cutting them for like one more unit of Empire Knights, maybe upgrade one of the demis to the Royal Alto of Griffites, and then also bring some Huntsmen as well, like 2 units of Huntsmen. Really, really good. They could have shredded those Dragon Ogres, especially with the net. So yeah, a little bit of an interesting build. Obviously, if you can win as a decisive mobility advantage, you can make that Black Lion work pretty well, but obviously Romulan Dog, understanding that, brought a counter build specifically to win mobility only, right? He had an only mobile build, so ended up working out quite well. You know, still a very close battle at the end of the day, and a few misplays could have changed it, but that was a really good battle. That was a fun one for sure. Well played. Well played. Awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Yeah, let's get one more game. We have time for one more, right? Let's see. Does anybody else want to join? You guys let me know. I might jump in for one more, or if there's anyone else, you know, hanging out that has a key that'd like to jump in. Oh, I think my game crashed again, which is fine. Yep, does look like it crashed. So let's get one more. We'll boot it up for one more. This is going to be the last one, so hopefully we'll make it a good one, huh? But yeah, lots of really excellent Lizardmen play today from Falcon. Big ups to him. Some really nice play all around. Very interesting builds. And yeah, it's some interesting play as well. I definitely think the Lizardmen are going to be in the top tier. We'll see. Some of their matchups are still going to be pretty tough, I think, but they definitely have some good tools now. The Fire Slan in particular, I am quite excited about. But is this game pulling up? There we go. All right. Whoops, that's not it. Cool. Let's see. Hopefully the lobby's still up. If not, I can host another one as a spectator. Maybe? I think I'm actually just going to rehost because I don't see the game here, so I will host as a spectator. And we'll do that. Ah, entered the bugged lobby and crashed. Okay, yeah, so I just set up a new lobby, so if you want to join in, Romulan Dog, the victorious Romulan Dog, if he wants to join for one more as well. Or I guess whoever gets here first. Ah, Romulan had to go. No worries. Yes, Hydras will hop on. Awesome. Big thanks, guys, by the way. These lads are all hanging out in Discord. That's why I'm not honestly too worried about the screen blocker, because all these lads are hanging out in Discord, so on the QSA clan Discord, so I'm not really too worried about them screen cheating each other. They're all generally upstanding lads as well, so Yeah? Oh man, thank you all for joining. It's been a ton of fun. I'm going to try and do some more streams. I do want to get some campaign streams in once I'm able to of the Mortal Empires rework. And yeah, let me know what else if you guys want me to do something else on stream. But honestly, this King of the Hill format, very relaxed. I do enjoy it quite a bit. So yeah, this is probably going to be a regular thing, I should say. So cool. Oh boy, Hadra's going with the Gelt faction. The Golden Order. The Colonel Mustard rides again. So let's go ahead and pick a map. Let's do the Burial Mound of Grudsnik. It's a nice map. If I can find it. There it is. Awesome. Da. Cool. It's been a fun one. So when Minecraft? Never. Never, Mr. Toto. I refuse. I refuse. This action does not have my consent. So, yep. Probably going to be seeing some Gorok, I'm guessing, since Taco's going with Itza. Gorok and maybe Lord Croc. Croc does have some pretty good missile resistance and magic resistance, so he's reasonably decent against the Empire, but can be a bit of a tough pick. He's pretty expensive now. Yeah, see, if I was actually doing this for a living, Mr. Toto, then I would probably play Minecraft, but I'm not, so... Excuse me. So that's fine. Yep, I do have a day job that pays the bills, and this is still just a hobby for me. I mean, I do make some money for it. Make enough money to pay for, you know, new upgrades to my PC, like I bought a new keyboard this last month. It's a HyperX something or other, so yeah. I only clickbait for my tier lists. Go ahead and ready myself up so that as soon as these guys are good to go, they can begin. Basic greediness, huh? While wearing a Skaven skin and fantasy texture pack? I guess that could be kind of thematic. Maybe. I'll think about it. How about that, huh? Is that good enough? I will consider it. Yeah, this is going to have to be my last one for today. Like I said, I've got some sweet videos to record for you all coming later tomorrow. I mean, yeah, tomorrow. Probably going to be doing 2 a day for the next few days until the patch releases, so get hyped for that. Yeah, I'm sure there's a Warhammer mod for Minecraft. I don't doubt that, Mr. Toto. Minecraft is a very moddable game, and has a quite large fan base, so I'd imagine that somebody, if it exists, kind of like Rule 34, right? If it exists, there's Minecraft of it. So, yep. I love this map, by the way. Super cool. Got this big old burial mound in the distance. Got some water features, some scattered forests and hills, but it's relatively well balanced as well. I actually quite like this map. Played on it a handful of times recently, so good stuff. Good stuff. I do have to admit, though, a little bit of awkward lighting going on with this sort of embankment here. Shading is just a little bit weird, but oh boy. Oh boy. It appears I forgot to set unit caps because this is absolutely not a legal army, but we'll let it stand. So yeah, we've got 3 Dreadsaurians here, along with Gorok and Lord Croc. Very interesting. And just some skinks in the front line. For the Empire side, we've got Althorp Gryphites, Demigryph Knights here, tons of Pistoliers, Silver Bullets, some elite veteran Spearmen with shields. I like that pick quite a bit. Chalthazar up in the air. We've got a Warrior Priest as well, Hammer of Witches. Interesting. I don't know that this is actually going to work out super well for this Lizardman Monster Mash, just because with the Plague of Rust and the Pistoliers, Balthazar will be able to tear apart the Dread Saurians pretty easily. And I mean, if the red-crested skinks try and chase the Pistoliers, they're going to get caught out by Knights and routed off, right? So we'll see. Likewise, I do think the Demigryph Knights will do quite well against the Dread Saurians here, but we'll have to kind of see. Skaven versus the new Lizards. I think that actually Gorok helps quite a bit in that matchup. There are some other things as well. So the nerf to Jezzails helps quite a bit. And you can also take a Fire Slan reasonably effectively there, although you're a little bit vulnerable to getting missile sniped. But just Gorok, because he has a silver shield, very resilient, is a really nasty melee combatant as well. I think he's going to be really good in that matchup. So, yeah. Yep. See him kind of defending the water line here. Of course, if he does choose to fight in the water directly, the skinks will get their aquatic traits. So you can see here Lizards starting to advance, and the cannon's definitely going to want to focus fire on the Dread Saurian. I believe that just because the Dread Saurian's so big, and the Hammer of Witches obviously being a Regiment of Renown, should be able to get some very effective fire on that Dread Saurian. First volley looks like it went after the skinks by mistake, but that's fine. Yep. Plague of Rust, just like I said, and the Pistolier is going to unload some volleys there to do some nice damage. So let's see, maybe. It's pretty minuscule, honestly, just because that thing has such a large health pool, but we'll see. Hammer of Witches firing, not really sure what it's firing at, but... Oh, missed the big boy. How could you miss? Honestly, how could you miss? There we go, a couple of solid contacts there. Still doesn't do a whole lot of damage, just because, again, such a massive HP pool. But, yeah. Skinks obviously aren't going to get through these Spearmen with shields very well. Even the Feral Dread Saurians are going to have a relatively hard time against these veteran Spearmen, believe it or not. Just because they have such high melee defense, 52 melee defense for a unit that costs, I think, around like 580 points. So, yeah. By the way, Spearmen with shields, one of the best units in the game to give tons of chevrons to. Do very, very well, but some really nice Pistolier fire on those red-crested skinks, helping to thin out some of that infantry support there as the cannon continues to pound away at that Dread Saurian, doing some good damage to the one on the far side there. About just about 2,000 HP in damage already, so that's quite good. Those red-crested skinks, too, just getting absolutely shredded. That is super painful for the Lizardmen, as they would trade okay into the Spearmen with shields, but I still don't think it would be amazing. Looks like the handgunners have revealed themselves. Imagine they're going to start to focus fire again on the Dread Saurian as much as possible, but we'll see. They're still shooting at the skinks for the time being, which is definitely a mistake, but it's going to be a big old deliverance of some pizza on the Hammer of Witches there. Should get the entire crew, but we'll see. Does look like they're able to mostly move out of the area of effect there, which is quite nice. But yeah, you can see these Spearmen with shields taking very little damage, despite the fact they're getting mashed on by, you know, a Dread Saurian. But here, Overcast Final Transmutation is going to do a ton of damage to all of these single entity units in this little pocket here. Very nice from Balthazar. Likewise, the Demigryph Knights piling in. There's also a Warrior Priest here. Hammer of Sigmar should be able to be dropped there to juice up their melee attack and everything else. You can see the skink support just not really there, especially as the Soulfire starts to drop in. It'll do some really good damage to the skink support there and allow those Demigryph Knights to just get nice isolated engagements. And you can see, yeah, the double Dread Saurian, both of these boys taking a ton of damage already. Deliverance of some pizza on the Silver Bullets, though, should be able to get some good damage done in there. Warrior Priest could probably just beat up Lord Croak, honestly. Same thing with Balthazar. Balthazar is honestly not a terrible melee combatant, especially up on his Pegasus. He's got 70 charge bonus, so he could start cycle charging Croak, believe it or not. But yeah, it looks like those Demigryph Knights did end up taking quite a bit of damage there from the Feral Dread Saurian. We're able to do a lot, but will it be enough? I mean, that's just so much HP to try and get through, right? But so far so good. Skink's getting a little bit carried away in the back line there. But yeah, these veteran State Troop Spearmen are all hanging around as well. Only one unit has been routed off so far, so pretty good stuff. Looks like that warrior priest now going to get the beating. Oh man, he's just getting absolutely pummeled. And with him going down, that is going to start to put a serious dent in the balance of power. These spearmen, these veteran spearmen, getting surrounded like this isn't great, but we'll see. We shall see. There is still plenty of pistoliers with ammunition left, so they can get some good damage in, especially with Balthazar supporting. Maybe this warrior priest is going to be able to get like one more hammer of Sigmar. It does look like he might be able to survive here, so yeah, the veteran spearmen might be the difference here, honestly. We shall see, but they're doing okay. Definitely doing okay. Silver bullets coming back from route. That's great. They can start to pour in some armor-piercing missile damage here. And again, just the spearmen, although it looks bad for them, they're really not taking that much damage. They are going to die very, very slowly, so a bit of an advantage to the Empire there, but still, balance power looking in Lizardmen's favor at this point. But here we go, another Soulfire. That should help clear out those red crests and free up those veterans. Another Soulfire dropping here as well, but it doesn't look like there are actually too many Lizardmen units which this is going to contact. Maybe it'll do a tiny bit to the Dreadsaurians, but I think maybe it's just a template. That's a bit weird. It's not actually dropping there, but yeah, the three Dreadsaurians is a lot. That is a lot, certainly. But you can see here, these Spearmen are actually winning combat, and again, Silver Bullet's able to get into a good position here to continue firing. They're able to get some armor-piercing missile damage in. The Royal Altar of Griffites are coming back from route to try and get in here and do some damage to Lord Croak. That will definitely bring the balance of power back. And the veteran state troops hold. They're going to be coming back up to kind of secure this pocket here, and you can see the Dreadsaurians, even with their heavy armor, they still will just take pokes and prods here and there from those state troop spearmen, and over time will get ground down. Even Gorok has taken quite a bit of damage. I'm not really sure from what, but yeah, Pistoliers can do reasonably well firing at Lord Croak because he doesn't have much armor. We'll see. This is a bit rough. These Dreadsaurians all isolated like this. Oh man, looks like he's going to go after the Pistolier. But then the Warrior Priest is able to get into a position to get a side swipe, and that should be enough to actually rout this Dreadsaurian. So one Dreadsaurian down, a few more left to go, but the Empire is getting pretty low on tools. Those state troop infantry probably aren't going to be amazing at holding their leadership together, but hey, one Dreadsaurian down, one is almost down. The main issue here is that this one is still completely healthy, and of course Lord Croak as well is completely healthy, so yeah. Yes, I should have enabled the unit caps. That was my mistake. This build is definitely not legal if you have the unit caps applied, but it's possible. I mean, it's still very much possible for Taco to take out the win here. It's just not super likely. But yeah, Balthazar can go to rout off that Dreadsaurian. The rest of the state troops can kind of form up here. If he can maybe rout off a lot of these supporting skinks and so on, just make sure to shatter a lot of those units. I think that could be helpful, but we are having quite a bit of lag here. And the other thing, too, is this Hammer of Witches crew can now come remount, and as these dinos kind of make their way slowly back towards it, it can actually get some reasonably decent missile fire in there, so we'll see. It's not completely out of the woods yet for the Empire, but it's getting pretty close. That Dreadsaurian did get shattered, though, which is great. And again, Hammer of Witches will be able to remount their artillery piece here, which is going to be potentially critical. Just a couple of volleys here, especially on even direct hitting Gorok, but obviously doing damage to this Dreadsaurian, which has taken very little so far, will be quite effective. But let's see, Spearmen forming up a defensive position, Hammer of Witches turning to shoot. Let's see, I don't know if it'll actually get many shots off, but Pistoliers can chase down there. Balthazar probably needs to make his way back over to this position here to help support leadership, but here we go. Cannons firing. Come on. Come on, you lily-livered lads. Oh man, that Warrior Priest, just takes a huge hit straight to the face, and that is going to immediately terrify him away. He just dies. He just got killed. Absolutely killed. And unfortunately, this Hammer of Witches not able to turn and fire in time. I don't think it even got a single shot off there, so ended up really being not much of a factor, but still, we'll see. Balthazar's around. We've got these Royal Altar of Griffites back from route, some Pistoliers here, so there's a very small possibility. But pizza delivery here from Lord Croak will help swing things back, especially with these veteran state troops there. But, oh man, it does look like he's able to reasonably effectively get out of the way. But these Spearmen here should do okay against the Dreadsaurian. Even doing a risky rear charge with Balthazar, like getting up and around and charging this thing in the back, could potentially do enough damage to finish it off. It's just going to be really, really tough. Oh, Balthazar, what are you doing, buddy? That was risky. He just VTOL'd straight down in front of the Dreadsaurian, but does look like he'll be able to get back up in the air. Another pizza delivery here, again, on the Spearmen with shields. Very, very rough stuff, but... yeah, if this were a tournament, I would have stopped Flying Taco because this is absolutely a rule break, but upgraded Final Transmutation might actually be enough to finish off this Dreadsaurian here. It also did quite a bit of damage to Lord Croak as well, and that other Dreadsaurian also. Oh man, we'll see. There's going to be one more pizza delivery here to finish off a whole bunch of those Pistoliers and other units. Will they be able to get out in time? It does look like quite a few of the unit models did manage to get out in time, so pretty good stuff there. The other Dreadsaurian goes down to the remaining Royal Orthocryphites. I think this is it. I think the Empire might actually be able to bring this back. We will see. It's going to be close. It's going to be very, very close. But the Altdorf Griffites, perhaps. Plague of Rust, and Balthazar comes down for a... whoop, nope. Never mind. The Plague of Rust definitely helps there. Not an overcast, but still brings it down to 70 armor, which means the Spearmen can get a couple more hits in. But, oh man, Gelt's getting a risky charge. He gets a couple hits in on Lord Croak, and then immediately going to pull back up into the air. Royal Altdorf Griffites coming in for a rear charge. They should be able to get some damage in on this Dreadsaurian here, and if it's enough, you can see the leadership immediately tanks there on the Dreadsaurian. Oh man, it's taking a lot of damage all of a sudden from Gelt here. The other issue is Gorok as well. I don't know if the Empire really has the tools to finish off Gorok. Oh man, the Dreadsaurian at least gets enraged though. It's going to be close. It's definitely going to be close. Oh man. Can the Empire do it? Can they finish the triple Dreadsaurian build? Maybe, perhaps. Balthazar is getting aggressive with the cycle charging here. These last few Royal Orthocryphites and the remaining state troops, you can see that the Dreadsaurian is pretty good on leadership right now. Stand your ground from Gorok, obviously helping quite a bit in that aspect. Nice little rear charge there from Gelt, but oh man, Gelt's got to be super careful. He just ate one of the artillery pieces. Just goes to show kind of the power there, but oh man, Gelt's now in a troublesome position, to say the least. Pinned in up against Gorok and the big boy there, but oh man. Oh geez, it's still just the balance power fluctuating so wildly at this point. Those Royal Altdorf Griffites come in, get one more charge, but it looks like he just direct attacked them, unfortunately, and will it be enough to rout them off? Balthazar comes in for one more rear charge here. The Dreadsaurian's getting very, very low in terms of its health and leadership, but is able to rout off those Royal Altdorf Griffites. Gelt still getting some good rear attacks here, and will he be enough to actually finish this thing off? Oh man, Gelt takes a huge hit, and Gelt actually gets terrified there, and I think that's going to lead to critical army losses for the Empire. Oh man, oh geez, he just got absolutely nommed on by that. Yep, that's it. That's it. Gelt, risky dive there, risky cycle charging. But getting absolutely eaten by the Dreadsaurian is going to be a bit too much, I think. Maybe some of these Empire troops are coming back. That will bring the balance of power back somewhat, but yeah, no, that's too much. Critical army losses. Whew. Yes. Wow, I can't believe that was pretty impressive, all things considered. I do think there were a handful of mistakes there from Taco that he probably could have won that, honestly, but credit to him. That was about as well as could have been asked for against that triple Dreadsaurian build. One of them especially, 183 kills up to a silver XP chevron. Just goes to show, in the right situation, it can get a ton of work done. But yeah, the AoE damage seems pretty underwhelming. I agree. Single target, it does a hilarious amount of damage. Like, you saw it just absolutely delete some characters there. But against the big blobs of infantry, I would definitely agree. But anyway, that's going to be it for me today, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed watching. Thank you all once again for joining. Big thanks to all the competitors, of course. Big ups to Felcon for all of his wins today. We had Hadris, Flying Taco, myself, Romulan Dog, of course. So big thanks to everyone for participating, and for all of you for liking, subscribing, you know, sitting here and chatting with me. So it's been an absolute pleasure. Yeah, GG, well played indeed. Thank you, Wickedy. So we'll catch you guys later. Probably look for a stream. I don't know about tomorrow or Tuesday, but definitely Wednesday when the patch comes out. I am planning to do a stream, maybe another King of the Hill. Maybe we'll do like a little Flash tournament. Maybe I'll just play ladder. I don't know. You guys let me know what you think. But yeah, thank you all. once again, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.